And we are back with a special later edition, not our normal noon Eastern start time, but we have a little bit of a bonus episode today because the NFL season is just beginning in a couple of weeks. We are on now preseason game number 2, where we are kind of getting, real solid first look at what these teams are going to be doing this season. So there's only really two people that I kind of respect their sports opinion totality-wise through every single sport, how they're thinking, how they approach their takes and all that. There's really only kind of two that I kind of respect. One is Colin Coward, and unfortunately he wasn't available. But the other is my main man over here, Omar. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be the first fan on Takes by Fans, the first live in-studio guest? How's it feel?
Yeah, it feels good.
It feels good, right?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Glad to have you. It's great having you. Well, I have to get your opinion first before we start the show. What do you think of the set? What do you think?
Oh, the set is wonderful. It's beautiful. Very official. Very welcoming as well. Yeah.
Do you like the people that we have chosen on our wall behind us?
The Turtle Rodgers.
Yes, sir.
Got Saquon's trunkies looking chunky, as the great Colin might say. And, of course, King Henry.
Got to have the King Henry. Come on. 2,000 yards last season?
Yeah, I'm hoping he can keep it up. We're going to see.
And then, obviously, we're focusing big on the tight ends this season. So who is probably your favorite tight end going into this season?
Well, numbers-wise, I got to go. It's Travis Kelce's probably going to take it, but from a physical aspect, Darren Waller.
6'6". I mean, how can... Hey, and let's just remind everybody what Darren Waller got going on, because this man is absolutely fantastic. And if you don't know the name by now, I swear you will by the end of the season. I mean, these stats are absolutely amazing. Multiple back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. And, this is what we're talking about. I mean, yes, he's been in the league 4 seasons going into his 5th, but he was getting no PT those first 3 years with Baltimore. In Baltimore, what the hell are you doing letting Darren Waller walk like this? You threw to him 2 times his rookie year? 10 times his second year? What? This man is a 1,000-yard tight end, folks. So that's why we had to get the tight end flag, just because the tight ends are going to be doing their thing. Tight end university, their first year doing it. All the tight ends learning from each other in these numbers, folks. 1,100 yards 2019, 1,100 yards 2020, 12 total touchdowns. I mean, and look at those catch percentage, 73 and 76%.
Yeah.
6'6", 255?
Yeah.
Is Tebow 6'6", 255?
Well, no.
No. Nowhere close. Nowhere close. Get that man out of here. All right, so today, since like we said, the NFL season is just around the corner, we have to all kind of get on the same page and our final thoughts about what is going to happen. What are these teams going to be doing? Because we know what they're looking like on paper, and we kind of, have already got our first glimpse as that preseason game. So let's get our final kind of thoughts overall. We're going to take it team by team, division by division, team by team, kind of walk through a couple of the schedules. What are some winnable games? What are these records that we can kind of see coming out of most of these teams? What are the best teams looking like in the division? Do the bottom teams of the divisions even have a real chance this season? So let's just jump right into it. And we're going to start here with the NFC West here. So let's just start with the Seahawks. First team up. We'll get the Seahawks. Let's get their schedule up. Obviously, Russell Wilson is going to be classic Russell Wilson. They got the new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
No more Brian Schottenheimer, I believe, was last season.
Yeah.
So let's see, is this going to be a winnable schedule? Because, I mean, this division is just wild.
Yeah,
Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals, 49ers. I mean, all of these teams honestly could go undefeated this season. They have the talent to do so. So let's get up the Seahawks schedule and seeing if they have a favorable schedule, winnable schedule. I mean, obviously you got to face the Cardinals twice. Good luck. You got to face the Rams twice. Good luck. You got to face the 49ers twice. Good luck. Luckily for the Seahawks, they don't have a quarterback battle. So we know Russell Wilson's the man coming in. There's no animosity between Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson anymore. That kind of really was like a 1 week narrative at the beginning of the offseason. That really seems to kind of been squashed ever since.
Squashed it quick.
Yeah, right. Because they're like, why is the media? Okay, that was like a one quick quote. And y'all going 2-3 weeks on this? Yeah. No, there's no. I said I didn't like the line. I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't like getting hit.
Hey,
damn.
I don't like getting hit either.
Right. Who likes to get hit? Damn. And the media ran with it. So let's see what we're working with here with the Seattle Seahawks and what their schedule is looking like. So here we go. I mean, they've got great wide receivers too. DK Metcalf. Who's their number 2? It's not Doug Baldwin anymore, unfortunately.
No, it's not Tyler Lockett.
It is Tyler Lockett. That's
Tyler
who it is.
Lockett?
Yeah, it is Tyler Lockett. I mean, they got great 1 and 2. They're tight end Disley. They still got Disley. They got Gerald Everett, Will Disley, Chris Carson. I'm a decent believer in Chris Carson. I think the man can get it done. Real close. I think he only rushed for 900 yards last season. Very close. Oh, only 600. Yikes. But I think he can be that 1,000-yard back. He's been that 1,000-yard back in 2018 and 2019. So I can get behind. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah,
he's proven he can be a 1,000-yard back, a number 1 back in this league. So it's not the best. It's not a Derrick Henry, but it's solid. He can get the job done.
One Derrick Henry.
There's only one Derrick Henry. And with Russell Wilson, you don't need an A1 tier 1 running back. You let Russell Wilson do his thing, and we have a game-managing running back.
Yeah. Hopefully we see Chris Carson kind of jump back from this last season. He seemed not himself. I mean, he only played 12 games, so I mean, they don't talk about the injuries that they get behind the scenes.
Right.
They don't, even though they say they might be good, the injuries you don't know what they're really dealing with. I mean, that's why Calvin Johnson got out the game, because he knows all about that.
Right.
So we're gonna see. I mean, the Seahawks. I think this year. I mean, let me look at the schedule again.
Just put that mic a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So the Seahawks. They have a tough schedule. I would say. I mean, the Lions, the Texans, and maybe the Colts if Carson Wentz doesn't play Week 1. Those are gimmies.
Yeah.
Every other game is going to be tough. They got a tough schedule.
So starting with the Colts, I mean, it's a winnable game. Carson Wentz is seeming, as of right now, it seems like Carson Wentz will be back Week 1. Hopefully. It is on the road. Tough game for Seattle with the first time offensive coordinator. Let's get up what he's been doing with this new Seahawks offensive coordinator is looking like. But like back to their wide receiver core, we got Shane Waldron. What has this man been doing? This man good? I think he's first time.
Shane Waldron. I don't have a lot of info on him. Shane Waldron. Where was he at before this?
Here we go. So last season with the Rams, pass game coordinator. So he's been with the Rams the last 4 seasons with the tight ends coach, pass game coordinator, quarterbacks coach. So he knows offense. Yeah. And the Seahawks got a good offense because DK Metcalf, how do you feel about DK Metcalf? I got DK Metcalf as going into the season. I have him as wide receiver number 2. I got Tyreek Hill, best wide receiver, DK Metcalf number 2. US high on him?
I would say DK Metcalf. I mean, physically, he's unmatched. He's unmatched physically. I would say he's not as fast as Tyreek Evans, but we can't tell. We're not right. So he's in that tier of speed. I would say, I mean, he's 6'4". He's got the height.
He got the speed. Chased down on, who was it? The pick 6 that he hawked down Buda Baker.
Yeah, 100 yards.
100 yards. Got him at the end. So, I mean, the overall offense is real solid. This is a winnable roster, definitely.
I would say he's definitely top 5. We're going to see what he actually does.
Right,
he's definitely top 5.
I can respect that, top 5.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to their schedule. Shane Waldron, we kind of believe in him. That was kind of just the downfall of the Seahawks just last season. I mean, just not being complete, kind of fell off a little bit. They lost a wild card at the back end of the season, unfortunately.
And kind of fell off a cliff. Like Russell Wilson was on pace for like 5,800 yards. Him and Dak Prescott were going crazy, but then they scaled it back. They tried to run the ball a little bit more. And I understand you don't want to be predictable, but
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They should have kept going with that. And I know that angered them. That's what was going into this offseason. That's why the beef, quote unquote, the beef had started.
Right.
But we'll see.
They have both squashed the beef. Pete Carroll's come out, Russell Wilson's come out and be like, nah, this is not, it's just classic, hey, I'm a little upset. I said something I probably shouldn't have said out loud, and we took care of it internally. So truly no worries there. So let's get back to their schedule here. Let's just kind of count winnable games. They got winnable games up here. Titans, or let's start here with the Colts. I mean, that's a winnable game. We can see the Seahawks winning that game.
So that's okay.
Yeah.
So Titans, they win that one. They can win. They could beat the Vikings.
That's an easy win. Like Colts, Titans, that's a tough. Like, let's just give them. They could win both, but more likely maybe 1-1.
I will say Kirk Cousins is horrible in primetime games, but in every other game he's very good. So that'll be a tough game. Right?
It is. Yeah, it is a late afternoon game, but I don't know. The Vikings, man, they just never seem to do it. It's like. They're good. Like Kirk Cousins, I mean, when you look at Kirk Cousins' stats, his stats are good. These are good stats by Kirk Cousins.
He just doesn't get them on primetime games.
He doesn't do them in primetime games. And he doesn't get it done in the clutch.
Yeah.
Not clutch at all.
Yeah.
When was the last time he won a playoff game? When was this? Let's get up. Let's just look at his stats. I mean, he's got the completion percentage. If y'all watch the show, y'all know we love these completion percentage numbers. 67% last year, 69, 70 2 years ago. I mean, it's fantastic. Throwing for basically 4,000 yards. I mean, it's everything that we want to see with our kind
numbers.
It's everything we want to see with our main starting quarterbacks. It just doesn't result into the wins. I mean, look at these records. 7-9 last year. 10-5 was his best record. Of all these great stats, 10-5 was his best record. They just don't get it done. Let's see his postseason. He ever win a playoff game? He did last season against the Saints, but I mean, that was with a banged up, or no, that was 2019. He didn't even get to the playoffs last year. So it's just like, I can't buy into this Vikings team. So I say this is a real easy win for the Seahawks. Then we get the 49ers. I mean, division, they probably split.
So this one's at San Fran. They might lose that one.
Right.
It's definitely winnable. They might lose that one, though.
I'd probably just have them split. They win the home game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with the Rams. Tough one there.
Yeah.
Split. We'll give them the win for the home. Then they get the Steelers, and this is early Steelers prime time. Big Ben should be feeling good. It's early in the season. Arm is not noodle quite yet. You know. Then they get the Saints. I mean, I am not big on the Saints team. I mean, Jameis Winston, I want to like him because he threw 5,000 yards. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But 30 interceptions, not getting wins. And then Taysom Hill, well, before we get into that, what do you feel about the quarterback battle with the Saints?
Well, Taysom Hill right now, even from last season, he looked like he was ready to be the quarterback after Drew Brees. I mean, I know they want to get Jameis in there because I would say Jameis's upside is greater than Taysom Hill. He has more potential.
He threw five.
You can't just throw 5,000.
You can't just throw 5,000.
You can't just wake up and do that.
It's such a selective. Yeah. There's like 10 quarterbacks in NFL history. Drew Brees, 3 of them. So it's like.
But I will say Taysom Hill, he's more mobile. And like I said, consistency is what, if you're going to go out there and throw for 5,000 yards, but you have 30 picks too, that's not really, you're not helping your team.
Right.
You're not helping you. He threw more picks than touchdowns, so that's putting up. You're turning the ball over, not even getting a chance to put up points, and you're putting up less points than what you are turning the ball over. Like if you have 33 turnovers plus not counting the fumbles, that's just 33 picks.
Yeah.
Not counting the fumbles.
Not counting the fumbles.
He's got 30 touchdowns. So we're gonna see. I mean, I would say Taysom Hill should be the starter. He would have to get hurt for me, and then if Jameis comes in and does extremely well, it would be like Brady and what was the guy in front of him that got hurt? What was that guy? Was it
Drew Bledsoe?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be the Brady-Drew Bledsoe situation.
Right.
So if he comes in and does well, if Taysom gets hurt, that's how he gets it.
Right.
In my opinion, I would say.
And so and with Michael Thomas, he's not playing this game because he's missing the first 5 games of the season. He comes back week 7, I believe, because week 6 is their bye. So what is this? Week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this could be like Michael Thomas's first game back.
Yeah, I would
not ready to rock.
Taysom, because I mean, Jameis in that year, he was throwing to who? Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, O.J. Howard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see what Brady did with those.
Yeah, right.
He didn't even have O.J. Howard.
Right.
So yeah, I would want Taysom for the lack of weapons. And like I said, if Jameis could come in and if he gets hurt, if Taysom's doing bad, obviously put Jameis in. But I would start with Taysom.
Yeah, I would start with Taysom as well. That dual threat ability, it's really just, it separates them, honestly. Jameis, he's not that.
You got to be mobile today.
Got to be mobile.
That's why I want to see how Joe Burrow does. We got to be mobile today.
All right, so we give him a win against the Saints. We give him a win against the Colts. Can I give him a win against the Vikings? I know you said it'd be a tough matchup.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to go just by if they can win the game, I mean, I think.
Can you see that? Do you see them winning the game more? So, like, I see them winning this game, like, kind of 70%.
I see. So then, then the first. What's the first game is against the Colts?
Yeah, we got the Colts week 1.
So I would say like I said, depending on if Carson plays or not.
We're gonna go with Carson plays because it does seem like he is going to be the week 1 starter.
So even if Carson plays, I get the edge of the Seahawks, but it's gonna be a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
The Titans, they might lose. Is Titans home? They are.
No, they're in Seattle.
Seahawks
Yeah, they're in Seattle.
Get that
one. Yeah.
Seahawks get that one.
Yeah, that's a home team difference maker, truly.
I'm going to say they could lose. They could lose at the. I think if they start the season 2-0, going 3-0, algorithm is already against you.
Right.
So and they're at Minnesota and it's not a primetime game. I would say technically, algorithm speaking, the Vikings would have an advantage because they're not going to start the season 2-0.
All right. Well, since you're the guest here on the show, I'm gonna call it a loss. I'm gonna call Seattle a loss. So it's 2-1.
Technically, yes. Yeah. Technically, but then I think
I'm gonna also mark this. I'm marking this too. This is Omar speaking here. We'll go with it. But Omar says Vikings beat the Seahawks. I don't know if I necessarily agree, but guest breaks the tiebreaker. So
okay.
Omar says Vikings win.
I think they come back. They beat San Fran, especially because I don't know how Jimmy Garoppolo's. What if he has a Carson Wentz type of year mentally?
Right.
I don't know.
It truly could because. It's not like
your replacement's right there.
It's right there, and we see how quarterbacks react to the replacement. Aaron Rodgers lost his mind reacting to his replacement. Brett Favre truly lost his mind reacting to his replacement. Brady forced his replacement out. He's the only quarterback that said, "Oh, you got the replacement? No, it's either replacement or me." And who's their owner was like, yeah, we choose you. You. Get Jimmy G out of here. Now Jimmy G comes full circle. He's got his replacement. So
it comes full circle.
It's truly how you treat players. Yes, you have to go and get it done on the field, but Carson Wentz literally lost his mind because they drafted his starter. So his replacement. So Jimmy G is kind of in the same boat, and Trey Lance has been getting pretty good looks, and a lot of people have been praising Trey Lance.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of praise.
A lot of praise.
A lot of recognition.
Looked good. I mean, did you see the 80-yard bomb in preseason? It was absolutely on the money. Dime. It was fantastic. So that's a great point right here. This 49ers team could crumble, honestly.
Yeah, so I think the Seahawks take that one as well. Yeah, the Rams, they're home. I would say the Seahawks. The Rams, they gotta make me a believer, you know.
Right.
Matthew Stafford, we're gonna see. Everyone's big on him, but he was playing with, arguably the greatest receiver of all time for most of his career.
Right.
Now, granted, he didn't have that the last few seasons, but what's his name? The Lions receiver who signed somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
I can't think.
Kenny Galladay.
Kenny Galladay, yeah, he's a big target.
That's
a big target right there.
And I mean, like when we're looking at what Matthew Stafford did, he was doing this with no pressure. There was never any pressure on him to win because the Lions were just absolutely trash his entire tenure here, folks.
Yeah.
He did throw 5,000 yards. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he does have that under his belt.
41 touchdowns. This season, 63% completion percentage on 5,000 yards, 41 touchdowns and 16 picks.
And they 10-6 year.
10-6 year.
Yeah.
I don't think they made the playoffs that year either.
Wow.
Let's see. What was that, 2011?
Yeah.
Let's just go postseason history. 2011. Oh, they did, but they lost first round. They lost first round against the Saints. Got blown out. How do you put up 5,000 passing yards and then get outscored 45-28? Unfortunate. He threw 2 picks that game too.
Lost versus
the Seahawks.
Those are all tough matchups.
So he's only had 3 playoff games, and now, I mean, we're talking about Super Bowl aspirations for this Rams team. Yeah. So he's got no experience in that. So a little bit of a learning curve potentially here.
And who's home for this one?
The first game, I believe the Seahawks are home.
Seahawks are home, right?
Why do I keep losing where this freaking schedule is? I'm clicking all around it. I know I am. It's right here. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, they're at home for the first game.
I'll give that definitely Seahawks.
All right. So we got 4-1.
And then Steelers at the Steelers. I would still say the Seahawks are better, but the Steelers being home, and it's still earlier in the season, they'll be strong. And like I said, they just picked up that linebacker for free from the Jaguars for a 6th-round pick who's been averaging 130 tackles a season and a pick every other season.
Yeah.
For free. That's free right there. So they might lose that one. I would say the Steelers would have the edge technically, just based on the composition of the team.
Right.
And we're going to see how the Seahawks, I mean, hopefully they don't come into this year, the defense isn't looking as good as it did last year, because it took them like 8 weeks to get that defense together. It took them a long time. So I don't think they're going to be more gelled together going into this year. But I would say the Steelers, they're going to be looking good at home. They're going to be looking good.
Yeah.
What time is this? This is
8:20. It's prime time. Prime time, nationally televised Sunday night football.
Ooh.
Sunday night football. Najee Harris first time on the big screen.
Ooh.
So
they did pick him up, the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I would have to give that to the edge to the Steelers. I think the Seahawks could win the game.
Right. I mean, folks, I mean, we're talking, these are all winnable games for the Seahawks. I mean, Seahawks are going to be
Super Bowl contenders.
Super Bowl contenders. Yeah. You put them in that category. So we're just saying, how the schedule's lined up early in the season. Some of these teams are going to be a little bit ahead. And, so yes, this Seahawks could win this game. But Omar says he's giving the edge to the Steelers. Defense and Big Ben's noodle arm is not – it's a hard noodle. It's not a wet noodle yet. Hard noodle still. So do we got 4 wins heading into the Saints?
They're home. That's an easy win.
I really don't think the Saints are going to be good at all this season. I've got them at 6 wins. Yeah. I'm that big not on them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is an easy win versus the Saints. Easy win versus the Jags.
Easy. That's easy peasy.
They're going to get stomped by the Packers.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think Aaron Rodgers just lets it fucking fly this season?
Oh, yeah. He's got to play well because he's got to look good if teams are going to want to pick him up in a couple years. He's going to play well.
Yeah.
And they don't have the defense to stop them. I don't think they're going to – if you want to have a shootout with Aaron Rodgers – good luck.
Truly good luck.
You better be Mahomes or Brady.
Yeah.
Brady.
Yeah, truly Brady.
And I'm not saying Brady has a deliberate shootout, but I mean he's consistent when it matters. He's consistent. If you have Brady on your team, you always have a chance. Always got a chance. So yeah, I mean I would say Packers, they take that one. Cardinals, they're home. They'll probably beat the Cardinals at home. Washington. That is interesting.
You think that's interesting?
That is interesting. That defense is ridiculous.
The defense is fantastic. I will give you that. And they are in Washington, so that's going to be.
Yeah.
But I can't see this. I can't.
I'm not. Rivera, he's changed the culture.
Oh, 100%. I got big respect for Ron Rivera. I love Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera is the best part of the team.
He doesn't play any games.
Not good because he's not on the field. So, but I can't buy into Ryan Fitzpatrick. I do not buy into this.
That's their starting quarterback right now, isn't it?
Yeah, he will be. There's no they were talking about open quarterback competition real early on, but it was all the receivers are loving this man, gushing about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Who's the other quarterback?
Taylor Heineke.
Oh, he
was like he came from the XFL, I think.
Okay.
Or there was 2 leagues. He came from one of them, I believe.
Well, yeah, you gotta trust the guy who's been in our league.
Yeah,
I guess not our league, but in the NFL.
Right.
You gotta trust that guy. So.
But I mean, I just can't. All right. I want to bring this up real quick about Ryan Fitzpatrick. I mean, we're talking about every team here. So I mean, I want to get into this man a little bit because. He's 50-50. He's not great sustaining consistently winning games. I just can't get behind it. He throws a lot of picks. He's careless with the ball because his nature is to be a backup, never really having to go out there and earn his spot week after week. So he's like, oh, I'm in the game. I'm going to let the ball fly.
No,
so he throws a lot of picks, man.
Ultimate backup. He's just not a starter.
I mean, look at these records, folks. I mean, 16 games. He was the starter sometime with the Bills, both 6-10. And then this is what I like to talk about here with the Jets. He went 10-6 with this team. This was Todd Bowles' first year. And when we look at what they had defensively, and I know this was kind of at the very end of their career, but this was still a good defense, and he still only, managed 10 wins. And 10 wins, it's a good season, but when we're talking about playoffs with 10 wins, like that's wild card.
Yeah.
That's fighting for a wild card. You're not winning the division with 10 wins.
No, the defense still had the chemistry of the team that went to 3 straight AFC.
Exactly. Muhammad Wilkinson, Leonard Williams, Sheldon Richardson, Calvin Pace
on both sides.
Yeah, Calvin Pryor.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this was a great defense.
Yeah.
And he had all right weapons. This was a Chris Ivory when he was pretty solid, 1,000-yard rushing season. Brandon Marshall.
Decker and Brandon Marshall are good targets. They're reliable targets.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And, like, he maxed out at 10 wins.
Yeah.
That's what is his best season. And he had a star-studded cast.
Season, he was under 60% too for this.
Under 60%. 31 touchdowns, 15 picks, 2-1, which is, that's what you like the 2-1 touchdown interception ratio.
That's the standard.
That's the standard, though. Right.
Right. The great ones have 3-1.
Exactly. Aaron Rodgers got 10-1 because he's just wild. He's wild like that. So. This is what I'm saying about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Why I really can't buy him 100%. This offense for Washington is not as good. They got Terry McLaurin,
but he's not Brandon Marshall.
He could become Brandon Marshall, but he is not Brandon Marshall right now.
Yeah, at least as far as we know right now.
Right. So I just don't think the overall totality of this team is better than the overall totality of Washington's teams this season.
Oh, no.
And this is 10 wins.
The Seahawks could take this game, but that defense will give them fits.
Defense will give them fits. And definitely being at home.
It'll be a close game, but Seahawks will pull it off.
And, it's Monday Night Football, too. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one. So, win or loss?
Oh, that's a win for Seattle.
Win. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think we're at 8 right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish up the season here for the Seahawks. We got San Francisco, game number 2 in Seattle, primetime game.
Probably another win. They might sweep the San Fran. Might sweep them this
year. That's the easiest opponent in their division to sweep, and it's still hard as heck.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Then we get the Texans.
That's a win.
Easy. The Texans team, gonna be trash. I'm rooting for Tyrod Taylor. I really want Tyrod Taylor to rejuvenate his career because we know Deshaun Watson, he not gonna play.
Yeah, no.
He going to jail, folks. He gonna be potentially going to jail, folks.
Potentially. Yeah.
So Texans, that's an easy win. Rams,
they will lose. Well, I would say Rams will be favored because they're home. I think they'll learn from the first loss. Because, like I said, I think they'll lose the first game versus the Seahawks. So I think they will learn. They will have a film. McVay will come prepared. Stafford will come boiled up, ready to go because they lost the first one. I mean, at least if I'm interpreting this right, the Rams will have an edge in this game. So that's a loss. That's a loss for Seattle.
Then Bears. What do you think about the Bear team?
The Bears. So they're home. They'll probably beat the Bears, but it'll be a good game because I can't wait to see what Justin Fields looks like.
Can't wait.
So
and Justin Fields is definitely going to be starting by, what is this, week 15?
Yeah.
Game 15. He's definitely. Do not come to me that Andy Dalton's the starter. Andy Dalton's basically like Ryan Fitzpatrick, too. Yeah. Maxing out at like 10-6.
Yeah.
First round exit, we get it. Andy, you're trash in the playoffs. You don't need to keep proving that by being mediocre in the regular season and then be like, hey, I can do it this year.
Yeah.
You can't. So, in my opinion, Justin Fields is going to be the week 1 starter, but he's definitely going to be playing at some time this season, in my opinion. So, win with the Bears, Lions.
That's an easy win.
Easy peasy win there.
That's a blowout.
Truly blowout.
That's a blowout.
And then the Cardinals, last game of the season.
I would still say the Seahawks have an edge, even though the Cardinals are home. The Cardinals are a real good team, but even how good the talent is there, but they still they get last year 8 wins.
8-8, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like.
They kind of floundered at the back end of the season too.
They started out pretty good.
Yeah,
at least 6-3. I'm pretty sure they started out. It was real good. I don't like that they only ended up with 8 wins. So I would say the Seahawks still have an edge. The Cardinals, they got to show me something. They got to show me something.
And I hope they do, because if we get prime AJ Green back,
yeah, adding AJ Green and JJ Watt on both sides, you get some veteran experience. I mean, they're going to be better.
Oh yeah,
they're definitely going to be better. I would just say the Seahawks still have the edge, as far as I know at this time that I'm saying this.
All right, so what do we got? I think I counted 12 wins.
Yeah.
12-5 now because 17 games.
Extra game.
What'd you make of the extra game? You like the extra game?
Poor players.
Yeah.
I mean, the extra game will be fun for the fans. It'll be fun to watch. It is going to make money. But the players, I mean, the pretty soon I'm an advocate that the league is going to be full of people running 4-4s. I mean, right now, if you're not the nose tackle, you're running a 4-4, you're running a 4-5. Just running into people like that, an extra game over the course of 10 years. Wow. Poor players. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so we got the Vikings as a loss. We've got the Rams once as a loss. We've got the Packers as a loss.
Yeah.
We split on the Cardinals.
I said they
swept?
take both.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, sweeping both.
Yeah.
And that was it. We got 4 losses.
So that's 13-4.
13-4.
Yeah.
That's pretty gosh dang good.
Yeah.
So 13-4, we got the Seahawks now. Let's move on to the next team in the NFC West with the Rams. And we've, talked about them a little bit. So Matthew Stafford, can the man get it done? Where are you going? Oh, yeah, you got Alrighty. So we got the Rams. Matthew Stafford. Are we a believer? He should be good. He's good on paper. Like we said, I mean, I'm always, if you throw for 5,000 yards, you are going to hold a special place with me, at least. As a big proponent, I weigh the 5,000-yard season very, very bigly here. So, I mean, Matthew Stafford, we all know he's got the big arm. We all know he's got the yards. And he always gets a free pass because he's on a trash team, a trash organization, year after 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 year. Was that 12? Because he's been in the league for 12 years, folks. So 12 times that, trash. But no more excuses here. This season, it is put up or shut up. So we will wait for Omar to get back. Take a little break quickly. Should be back. But, I mean, they start with the Colts. They started the Colts once again. Or, hey, no, that seems Seahawks. We gotta go to the Rams schedule. Here we go. Bring up the Rams. How their schedule's looking. I mean, they got Bears week 1. Jeez. I mean, that should be a pretty easy game for the Bears. Even if Justin Fields starts, this should be a real solid game against the Bears. Real solid winnable. Then we get the Colts. I mean, once again, this is going to be a great game because, this Colts team is very complete. Very complete. I mean, we got the Rams up. And we got Colts. Or no, we got Bears week 1 for this Rams team.
So Bears week 1 for the Rams. And Bears are home. Rams are home.
No, Rams are home.
Rams are home. Oh, that's a win for the Rams.
Yeah. I mean, I believe in Justin Fields. And this is Sunday Night Football. It's going to be a good game. But, I mean, Justin Fields, I want to believe in him. And I do believe in him. And I think he's going to be great.
He could pull off an upset.
He could.
I would just say the Rams definitely have an advantage in this one.
Right. Aaron Donald. Because you got the pressure up front with Aaron Donald. And then Jalen Ramsey. So it's like, even if you get the pass off, I hope you're gosh dang accurate.
One side of the field, you got to be careful.
Right. All right, so that's going to be a win for the Rams. Then we get Colts week 2.
At the Colts, assuming Carson Wentz plays, the Colts, they got to prove. Like, Carson Wentz has to prove he still can play. So until I know for sure right now, I'm going to say, like, week 1, this could change depending on how week 1 goes. But right now, I would say the Rams would take this one. So for those of you who don't know, Omar is an Eagles fan. He knows Carson Wentz, so he's making Carson Wentz earn his limelight back, baby. So you disrespect the Eagles fans, they'll make you work for it to get it back. So all right, they got 2 wins here. Right off the bat, and then we get the Bucks. They're home.
They're home for this game. This Bucs team, they brought everybody back, folks. All 11 starters on offense, all 11 starters on defense. Super Bowl champions, all back, ready to rock.
I would say just being home, the Rams. Ooh, this is tough right here because last year the Bucs, they started out a little rough, but I mean they do have they have Super Bowl aura coming into this season.
Right.
I mean, they're defending champs.
Right. They hit their peak at the end of last season.
At the end of last season. So if they come in this season hot, all with the chemistry right, I mean, even though they're away, wow.
So what do you got?
This one's tough because the Rams, Aaron Donald, the home, McVay.
Is it great? We're putting it at like 70%. That's the threshold we're having. Do you see the Rams beating this Bucs team 70%?
I would say with Matt Stafford as the quarterback and not Goff, the Rams will technically have an advantage. Like if you were looking at the betting for this game, the Rams are probably, you would have to put them as favored. You would have to, right? You would have to.
Yeah, I mean, the spread for this one is probably going to be -3 just because they are at home.
Yeah.
But I don't think you give them any more.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I would say just off of that I would have to say that the Rams would technically win the game, but I would say this is a toss-up.
Word.
In real time.
All right, so we got 3-0 heading into the Cardinals.
They might lose this one.
They gonna lose against Cardinals?
Cardinals at home. They might.
Nah, they still at home.
Oh, they're at home.
Yeah, they at
home.
home.
I would say at right. So no, yeah, that's fine. Is that 5-0?
That's 4-0.
4-0.
4-0 heading into the Seahawks. Thursday night football.
Yeah, they lose.
They losing that one.
Yeah.
Then we get the Giants.
They win that one.
5, Lions, easy 6.
6.
Texans. I mean, what a schedule right here.
7.
Giants, Lions, Texans. Damn, that's a good break.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be a little difficult, their first 4 games, but they got a nice stretch right here. This nice stretch, 3 games, Giants, Lions, Texans, all easy peasy.
Back to back.
Back to back. Heading into the Titans. At home.
At home versus the Titans, I got to give it to the Rams.
Got to give it to the Rams.
Yeah.
And then we get the 49ers.
This one,
Monday Night Football.
They might slip up. The 49ers aren't going to play. They're going to be home. It's going to be primetime television. I don't know what they're going to be at this point as far as the record, but they're going to be, I would say, in the middle.
Right.
And then I don't think Kyle Shanahan is going to play in this game. He's going to try to set an example.
Truly.
And their defense is always there for at least the last few years. The defense has always been there. Depending on who starts, Jimmy G or Trey Lance. I think if Jimmy G's still playing at this point, it's a win. I think if Trey Lance is playing at this point, it's a loss. I'm not saying, and I'm not indicating who's better at quarterback. I'm just saying, just the experience-wise, I would say Jimmy G would be a better chance for them to win.
Right.
Because he's been in the league. But Trey Lance, he's going to be good from what I can see. He's going to be pretty good. Unfortunately, Jimmy G.
Truly unfortunate.
So that's what it is. If Jimmy G's playing right now, I would say 49ers have the edge. If Trey Lance is, then the Rams do.
Word.
Yeah.
Well, you got to make the pick. Win or loss?
Well, I would assume Jimmy G's still playing, so I would say loss.
Loss. Gotcha.
I would say loss.
But then they get into the bye, but then they got the Packers.
That's a loss.
That's a loss?
That's a loss.
Omar's got the Packers being the NFC West killers this season, folks, which I've got no problem with. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers on a mission, folks. I'm not going to get in front of that man. I'm not trying to stop that man. Yeah. I've already made that man angry by putting that man on a turtle body. You don't want, like, you don't have something to prove.
It would be unbelievable if Aaron Rodgers actually finished with the Super Bowl and still left the Packers after that. That's what I think he wants to do.
Oh yeah, 100% that. He's like, hey, look, fans, I want to be here, but they forced me out. You could have more of these. Sorry.
Yeah.
Goodbye. That's gonna, and I love that. That's what I want to see. Honestly, I want to see Aaron Rodgers not give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's already got the stats. He doesn't have the Super Bowl accolades, but he's got the stats to turn villain. I've got no. Tom Brady's already kind of turning villain. He's kind of speaking out a little bit more than usual, and Aaron Rodgers is definitely speaking out more than usual. So, if Aaron Rodgers does the ultimate villain, I'll put him as greatest quarterback of all time just because of that. I have so much respect for that. All right, so loss against the Packers, Jags.
That's a win.
Oh, they don't got Tim Tebow anymore, so they're better.
They're better. They are better.
Oh man, what a clown! What a clown! You missed the celebration of Tim Tebow on the show. We had a little bit of a party here.
I still saw it.
Yeah. Do you want to do a little air horn? I still got some air horns at the. You want to blow one of those because Tim Tebow's gone?
I'll blow.
You blow.
I'll bite. How about it? Oh yeah. Oh.
Since he missed the celebration, you got to get one blow in there. Hey, Tebow's gone. Tebow's gone. Tebow's gone. And please spare me. I mean, people were not trashing, well, kind of, on Twitter because I was celebrating Tim Tebow being cut.
It didn't make sense to sign him. I don't think anybody that actually watches football and thinks and just pays attention to the positions that people play in the league thought he was going to be a suitable tight end.
Yeah,
I mean, if he wanted to play tight end, he would have did it when he was with the Patriots so many odd years ago. They wanted him to do that. He said no, and they said, okay, try your luck at baseball then.
Yeah, right.
So
okay, we don't need y'all. We were gonna help you out a little bit. Patriots were gonna help him out a little bit. Play tight end. He said no. So spare me, please. Spare me. I feel zero sympathy for Tim Tebow. All right, so that's an easy win against the Jags. Then we get the Cardinals.
At Cardinals,
Match
they lose. Yeah, they lose that one.
All right. Seahawks.
Yeah, still give it to the Seahawks. I still give it to because that's who I picked the first time, right? I don't want to switch picks.
Yeah, it don't matter if you switch picks. It's all about, winnable games. And that's, what we're doing here, just winnable games. Seahawks had the opportunity to win this game. Rams still had the opportunity to win this game as well.
I would say Seahawks.
Seahawks. The Vikings. Are the Vikings good enough to beat the Rams?
Oh no, they're at Minnesota. It's not a primetime game.
You're buying into the Vikings. Okay.
It's literal. So Minnesota might not have any primetime games this year because he literally loses all of them.
This man bribed Roger Goodell not to give him any primetime games. Let's go to their schedule very, very quickly real quick. I gotta see this. If they have no primetime games, something shady went down, y'all. All right, here we go. They got one against the Cowboys.
It's against the Cowboys, though.
And they home for it.
Like
shoot, they got two back to back.
Two back to back.
Oh, they got oh my God, Kirk Cousins, you better hope you take the first 12 weeks of the season to go 12-0 because that back end, prime time against Steelers, prime time against Bears, back to back. Then you get a week against the Rams, and that's still not an easy game.
Dang,
those
last 5 games.
Do you see this one? Prime time in Green Bay. Kirk, good luck. That's all I'll say. Good luck on that one.
If there's a line to bet how many interceptions he'll throw that game, probably 2. Probably 2.
Damn. Oh, Kirk, man, you better hope you front load this schedule. God dang. Yeah. So Vikings, they getting the win here?
Yeah.
Damn, the Vikings getting the win.
It's not prime time. They're home.
Everything's lining up for Kirk Cousins to go beast mode on it.
Yeah.
Last 2 games of the season against the Ravens in Baltimore.
I will say, I'm a little biased when it comes to the Ravens because I just want to see Lamar Jackson. I mean, I think he's already an elite quarterback. I just think he can be in the Rodgers-Mahomes category, but we got to see it.
Right.
And then, I think this is the Ravens. I think their combination of defense with Lamar Jackson with being at home as well gives them the edge. Like I said, the Rams can still win. I just see the Ravens taking this one. And then the 49ers, they're home. They would beat them at home. Yeah.
So we got, I think I counted 4 losses. We had the Packers. I think you said the Cardinals once, the Vikings, and the Ravens. I think that's all the losses that we gave them.
Yeah.
So another 13-4. So we got, once again, it's really going to come down to those games against each other. Both kind of, playing out 13-4. Jeez Louise. This is what we're talking about in this division, folks. These are, do we dare say 4 of the top 5, because I got to put the Packers in there, but 4 of the top 5 teams just in the NFL all in the same division?
Yeah.
Real solid. Maybe put the Chiefs in there. Top 7.
This is a tough division, the NFC.
Tough-ass division.
NFC West, yeah.
All righty. Here we go. Next team up here in the NFC West, we got the Arizona Cardinals.
Let's see. They got J.J. Watt and A.J. Green on each
I'm
side.
believing in A.J. Green, man. I'm seeing a prime A.J. Green revitalization here.
Well, he'll have help. He won't be the number 1
exactly
covered target receiver to worry about. So the field will be more open for him. We'll see.
I mean, we know what he was doing as A1 tier 1 with the Bengals
before injury.
Before injury,
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah,
and now he just has to be the number 2.
We'll see.
That man's gonna explode. All right, so here we go. Week 1 against the Titans here.
That's a loss.
Damn.
They're at Tennessee.
Yeah.
You already know. You got them right there. You got them right. You got them right there.
Can't count out King Henry, baby.
You got him right there. Mike Vrabel has turned the Titans culture around, just like Rivera's turned the Washington football team's culture around.
Truly.
So yeah, I would say I would say that they can definitely win, but the favor, I'll give that to Tennessee. That's a loss.
All right, the Vikings.
They're home. They're home. I gotta give it to the Cardinals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
home.
Cardinals are going to be the Vikings killer this season.
Yeah, I gotta give it to the Cardinals. They're home.
Jags. Week
that's
3.
a win.
Yeah, let's see. I think the Jaguars could potentially go 0-17.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if I'm buying into Urban Meyer. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, he almost not died, but he was having brain aneurysms. Basically, I'm exaggerating, but he was having some severe mental brain problems from the stress of coaching. That's why he stopped coaching.
Exactly, and now you just got more pressure in the NFL.
Yeah, this is not easier.
Not easier.
This is not easier.
And the man. Hopefully he got better. Hopefully he fixed whatever was going wrong with him. But
I mean, at the least, I think the expectation being a rookie coach, you would want him to win. And with a rookie quarterback, those give him leeway. So he would have to win at least 6 games. And we'll see the schedule. I don't even, like you said, we'll see if he can get
him
6
games.
Wins.
Yeah. Damn. All right, so that's an easy win. We get the Rams.
At Rams, they will lose that one.
And they get at San Francisco. Oh, no. They're home for San Francisco.
I would say they win. Yeah. They would have the edge right there. Having home, Kyler Murray's going to have a pretty good year, I think. I think he's going to take the next step. He started out very hot last year, and he kind of cooled off. I think he'll be more consistent this year. So, yeah, I would say the Cardinals definitely have the edge right there versus the 49ers.
All right, then we get the Browns in Cleveland.
Loss.
Yeah. I'm liking this Browns team. I'm buying into Baker Mayfield. Loaded.
No doubt. That talent is unbelievable.
You got the wide receivers. You got the running backs. I mean, they both rushed for
Myles Garrett
and Jadeveon Clowney.
They signed Clowney? Oh,
yeah.
He's been a wanderer for the last 2 or 3 years, but that man Clowney is great as a second rush option. If you know he's the primary rusher, he gets bottled up. But if you have 2 other linemen going to, they're going to be, you got to give Garrett 2. Give him 2, and that frees up Clowney, because then at the very most he'll face 2, because you want to give 3. Like you want to give 3 to Donald, Mack, Garrett. You want to give them 3 linemen ideally, or at least 2 linemen and then a running back or a tight end to help with that. So, yeah, that's the Browns. They'll have the edge in that one.
Yup. Then we get the Texans.
Texans really will go 0-17. Yeah, I don't think they can beat any team with the way they're structured right now.
Yeah, a new head coach here. I mean, Tyrod Taylor, who will be good, but it's not Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson only won 4 games last season, 4 to 6 games last season, and that's with Deshaun Watson. Tyrod Taylor, not Deshaun Watson. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Then we get the Packers.
Yeah, they Green Bay. Ooh, they're home versus Green Bay.
It's prime time.
It's a prime time game.
Tough.
That is tough. Because they're home. It's prime time. They have. I don't know how good J.J. Watt's going to be. I'm going to say the Packers have the edge. Yeah, the Packers have the edge. I don't know how good J.J. Watt is right now.
Yeah, he's a little banged up too. I mean, isn't he coming off like a couple of injuries too?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
aging a little bit. Him and Von Miller, kind of two that maybe potentially past their prime. This is really going to be the make it or break it season for really both of those players.
Yeah,
coming off of injury and just coming off of down years. So we'll see how they play out.
Yeah.
All right, then we get first matchup against the 49ers here.
So they're at San Francisco. I would say San Francisco at being at home with Jimmy G. I want to say they have an edge, but I can see the Cardinals winning the game.
Right.
I can see the Cardinals winning this game.
I mean, that's what this division, folks. It's really. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if every single one of these teams split their season series against division opponents. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. I'd say at San Fran, I would still give the 49ers the advantage. I could see the Cardinals winning it, but I would say right now, San Francisco.
Yeah, real kind of tough schedule here, just really for this Cardinals team that is still a little young. I mean, Kyler Murray is going into his 4th season, so I mean, just real tough. Vikings, Titans, real good competition there. 49ers, Rams, division opponents, Packers, 49ers again. Then we get Carolina Panthers.
They'll beat them.
Yeah, I hate this. They got. I'm not believing in Sam Darnold. I'm sorry, I don't believe in Sam Darnold. He threw 61%. That's his highest percent over 3 seasons. I don't get behind that.
Yeah, I don't think he's at the talent level that people kind of hyped him up to be.
People, I mean, call him out.
Baker's not even Baker. I think his ceiling is reached. I don't think he's going to get any much better than what we've seen him do. But even at his best, he's still sort of a Super Bowl contender. Mind you, the Browns are loaded.
Exactly.
But if Sam Darnold was their quarterback, they wouldn't be a Super Bowl contender.
Heck no. Heck no.
So yeah.
Heck no. Sam Darnold is trash. I'm ready to declare it, and it will be seen this season, folks. Trash is going to ensue. All right. So that's a win against the Panthers. We got the Seahawks.
They're at Seattle. That's a loss. They could take it, but it's a loss.
Then they get the bye. They got a real late bye. We'll see if that helps. But after the bye, we get the Bears.
I would say at Chicago, that could be a loss.
Damn.
Later in the season, Justin Fields more games under his belt. Oh, yeah, that could be a loss.
Then we get the Rams.
They are home. That will be a win. That will be a win, especially if they lose back-to-back away games. Going back home, they will win.
Then we get the Lions.
They'll beat
Easy.
them. Yeah, they'll beat them.
Colts.
Home versus Colts, that's a win.
Cowboys.
Now, if Dak is still there, that is also a loss.
That's a loss, yeah.
Yeah.
That Cowboys offense is going to be great because Zeke's looking great, man.
Yeah.
You been watching Hard Knocks?
No.
Zeke, he's looking slim. He's looking good, man.
He's looking bursty? Okay.
He's looking like prime year one Zeke.
Okay.
He's looking good.
Okay.
So that's the Cowboys. And then CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, yeah, he's phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I was going to say fantastic, phenomenal-tastic.
Phenomenal-tastic. He's going to be great.
Yeah.
So Cowboys get the win there, and then they end the season at the Seahawks.
Yeah.
This is a real tough schedule for this team that kind of needs to be good because the division is so hard. There's no opportunity. You can't be losing multiple games here in the NFC West. It's just you can't because there's too much great talent here. Yeah. And this Cardinals team, the schedule, they're only easy games. Panthers, Lions, Texans. Everything else, you're in a dogfight. You've got the talent on paper to win these games. You just got to go out there and execute. So, last game against the Seahawks.
Seahawks,
damn.
Yeah, gotta give them the Seahawks.
Man, what do we? I forgot what I was kind of lost track of count. But I think we've kind of like 6 or 7 losses here. Are we talking 10-7?
They got a tough schedule.
Tough, man.
And 10-7 is not bad.
Right, but they're not gonna win the division.
No.
They ain't gonna win the division. No, sir. All right, let's round out the NFC West here with the 49ers. See what they got going on for their schedule. Where are they? Here we go. Here we go. They open against the Lions. Oh, my God. Bet this. Folks, I don't care what the spread is. Bet all your life savings on the spread of whatever this – I got to look it up. I like to predict the spread, but it don't matter. I'm going to predict it right now. It's going to be 49ers minus 13.5.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They should blow them. The Lions are going to be bad.
Wow. Only 7.5. 49ers minus 7.5 because they're on the road. Folks,
yeah.
Bet your life savings on that, please. That's easy win. Then they're at the Eagles week 2.
So I'd like the Eagles, as you know, as that's been pointed out. I don't know if they're going to be very good though.
It's going to be. I don't know if I buy. You buy into Nick Sirianni?
I don't like how he's going about the Jalen Hurts situation right now, but I mean, maybe he knows. I mean, he does know things that we don't know, being the coach. But I don't like it. I don't like it
either.
I don't like it. So
there's no reason to even talk about Joe Flacco being the starter.
No,
zero reason. Zero reason.
But we'll just say we're gonna lose that game. So yeah, they're gonna win. We're gonna lose.
Then they face the Packers.
That's a loss.
That's a loss.
They're home versus the Seahawks. I would still say the Seahawks, like I said, they have the advantage. They might sweep the 49ers, so I'll give it the Seahawks. At the Cardinals, they're going to lose that game. So what is that? So they win the first two, they lose the next three.
Damn, going into the bye, damn. And now we're talking about Jimmy G potentially sliding 3 games. Do we see? I mean, this is all primed and ready for Trey Lance to take over, right? Yeah. Loss against Packers, loss against Seahawks, loss against Cardinals, going into the bye that extra week to get Trey Lance up to speed a little bit, comes out against the Colts. I would say that's a real possibility.
Somebody might have done something upstairs. But against the Colts now coming up, they're home. I would say the 49ers right now, because I don't know how good Carson Wentz is going to be. I know a lot of people think he's going to return to his MVP form, if maybe not MVP, but close to it. He's not going to be the worst quarterback in the league next year. I don't think that either. I just don't know how good he's going to be still. He might not be like in his prime. I mean, he's still in his prime. He was a top 7 to 8 quarterback. 7 to 8 quarterback. I mean, if you take the 1 year, he was a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
But I would say 7 to 8, more consistently around that range. At least top 10, I'll say top 10. Top 10.
Top 10.
Is he top 10 going into next year? I don't know. For that reason.
Right.
For that reason, they will – who are we? 49ers, they'll win that game. Even though, yeah, they're home too. Yeah, they'll beat the Colts at home. They'll beat the Colts at home. Whoever is the starter, regardless of the starter, they'll beat the Colts at home.
Right. Then we get the Bears.
At the Bears, they might lose. I would say the Bears have the advantage. I like Justin Fields. I think he's going to be a phenomenal quarterback.
Same.
And the defense is already there. It's not like the Chargers where Justin Herbert was carrying the whole team. No.
Right.
You have Khalil Mack on the other side of the field. So,
GG.
Yeah.
GG on that.
Yeah. So, yeah, Bears, they'll take that. Bears they're going to be a sleeper team this year.
Oh, they need to. Matt Nagy's job is on the line here, folks.
Yeah.
They need to succeed. That's why you cannot waste any time with Andy Dalton. You can't. You can't do it. Get Justin Fields in there week 1 because that's the biggest thing. I mean, you can't start a rookie quarterback midway in the season because that's his week 1.
You just start him day 1.
You got to start him day 1 because, I mean, folks, you want him to go against a Rams team that's primed and ready. Aaron Donald already, shaking off the rust because he's been playing 4 or 5 games. You cannot put Justin Fields in there midway season. It's just going to be a catastrophe because he's not ready. He's not up to speed.
Yeah.
That's his week 1. Everybody's week 7 is his week 1. Good luck. Good luck with the rookie. Damn. Got to start him week 1.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to do it in the middle of the year. You either start him day 1 or you wait till next year. Why would you wait for Justin Fields for next year? I don't want to see next year.
Right. Yeah,
He's
right.
ready now.
Right.
See him now.
And I mean, I brought this up on the show a couple days ago. It's like, when was the last time a quarterback has sat for a year and then came out and won instantly? Patrick Mahomes is the only exception here, folks, and that's a big old exception to the rule. But
yeah.
I mean, none. I mean, when we're looking at past Super Bowl winners, it's Tom Brady. It's Patrick Mahomes, the outlier.
I would say Lamar Jackson, but I guess he's sort of an outlier as well because he sat his first year. He played the last 5 games.
Yeah, he did play the last 5 games.
And then the next year he won MVP.
But then, I mean, he did do that, yeah. I mean, maybe that's something to the dual threat quarterbacks because all the outliers that we just named were dual threat, and Justin Fields is dual threat. Yeah. So maybe you can get away with not playing him week 1?
Nah, Justin Herbert changed that. We want to see you day 1 now.
We want to see day 1.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Where do we leave off? The Bears. That's a win or a loss. You said loss,
that's
right? Loss. Damn.
Home against the Cardinals. That's a win because they're home.
Right.
I would say that's a win because they're home versus the Rams. That is. That might be a loss. I'm gonna say they're home, so they have the edge. potentially they could win that game, but I would say right now the Rams will still have the edge as well because they're going to be a better, well-rounded team. The defense is better, and Matthew Stafford's better than both of their quarterbacks. And Aaron Donald's better than any defensive player they have. So
right.
So let's say that's a loss.
It's a loss.
That might be back-to-back losses.
But it's fine because they got the Jaguars
They'll
up next.
Them.
Easy.
Yeah.
But then they run into those hard-hitting Vikings.
Yeah, they're not. Oh, no, they're home?
They are home for that game.
They'll win that game.
All right.
Potentially they can win that game, I think. They have the edge.
They got the Seahawks round number 2.
At Seattle, they will lose.
Jeez. Then they got the Bengals.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
They'll beat them.
I'm not buying into this Bengals team second year. I don't think they're making a nice leap. I don't believe in that team.
No, I got to see how good Joe Burrow looks. I think he'll be a good quarterback. I don't think he'll be mind-boggling. I mean, he could be the next or the last of the pocket quarterbacks that are exceptional.
Right.
So we'll see.
I think he gets lost in the shuffle. I think Tua takes off. Justin Herbert is already taken off.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, the new quarterbacks here, I think Justin Fields surpasses him. If Justin Fields plays since week 1, I think Justin Fields will surpass Joe Burrow this season.
I think Justin Fields is better than Joe. But the upside for Justin Fields is definitely better.
Yeah.
I think Joe Burrow having 1 year under his belt, he could come out and produce this year. We'll see, though. He could just be like a Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins type, just a pretty good pocket passer. And the way the league is right now, he could put up gaudy numbers. Mm-hmm. But there's a difference between putting up gaudy numbers and situational football. So we'll see as far as Joe Burrow. But I mean, I don't know who's high on the Bengals.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The Bengals are truly nobody's talking about this team, folks. So
I don't know who's high on them. So I would say that's a win for San Fran.
They got no pressure on this team to succeed, so maybe they can use that to their advantage. But that's a win.
Yeah.
The Falcons.
That is also. So I'm gonna say that's a win. I don't like the Falcons roster as it's currently constructed.
I don't. They got great wide receivers. I'll give them that. They got Kyle Pitts. I can't wait to see me.
Yeah,
some
the
Kyle
offense
Pitts.
will be there, but I mean, the San Francisco defense won't just let you do whatever you want. So
yeah,
I think the San Fran has the edge as a team totality. They're still better overall. Even if Falcons are home, they might, depending on how the San Francisco 49ers look at this point in the year, the Falcons could be favored or not, depending on how the 49ers look. I mean, obviously 50-50, but I would lean more but they're home, so more likely that they will be favored that they're home. But the 49ers look good. If they beat the teams they're supposed to beat and get close games up until this point, the 49ers will have the edge in this game, even though the Falcons are home, because they're a better team right now as currently constructed.
Yeah.
As far as I can see.
I agree.
So
that's a win against the Falcons. The Titans.
They will lose.
Man, Thursday Night Football, in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, man, you can't stop him.
Yeah.
He's going to break the record this season, folks. He will break the record.
Well, if he breaks the record, that would be pretty interesting. Back-to-back 2K seasons.
Oh, yeah. Greatest of all time.
That would be unbelievable.
So loss against the Titans. We get the Texans.
That's a win.
Easy win. And then the Rams, last game of the season.
That's a loss.
Yeah, so looking a little tough here for this 49ers team. I think we counted 7 losses. Packers loss, Seahawks loss, Cardinals loss.
Yeah.
Rams loss.
Yeah.
Seahawks loss. Do you count that?
Yeah, they lose against the Seahawks, lose against the Titans,
and then
lose against the Rams.
So, 7 losses right there, another 10-7. So, I mean, 10-7, borderline,
Still,
I mean, could make the wild card, but this division is truly, truly big-time tough. All right, so we spent a pretty good time on that. We spent an hour just on that one division. So let's hop around a little bit to some more of the more interesting. We got to do, since we've been trashing them all day, we got to look at this Lions schedule. Can we find a win for this Lions team, or will they be the first team in NFL history to go 17-0? Or 0-17. Oh, yeah. They're definitely not going 17-0. Jeez. So let's look at this Lions schedule up here. Here we go. We're looking for a winnable game. Do they have one winnable game this season? And then we're going to have to do the same thing with the Texans because I don't know if they got a winnable game too.
True.
All right, here we go. 49ers.
So they're at Green Bay. No
49ers, no Green Bay. Ravens. Ooh, oh my God. They gave this Lions team a tough-ass schedule
that's
to begin.
0-5.
That's 0-5 right off the gate.
Cincinnati, they're home, maybe.
That's your chance.
That's the chance.
That's
right
the
there.
chance. Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, go take your chance, please, because you're not beating any of these other teams. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
They've got no receivers. They've got DeAndre Swift, their running back, second-year running back. Yeah. Solid at the end of last season. Nothing great, nothing bad. I mean, mediocre running back. It's hard to find a good quality running back in this league, and the Lions don't have that. So, Jared Goff, I mean, you really weren't getting it done with the Rams, and now you're going to have to be the main man. You didn't even have to be the main man there with the Rams. But now you do, because this Lions team is absolutely trash. So this Bengals team, it's your best chance at a win. Because then we're looking at the Rams, insta loss. I mean, I would even say the Eagles are way better. They're way better.
They're better. There's more. They're better from the top to the bottom than the Lions. I mean, Calvin Johnson still has issues with the Lions organization to this day. He was just on another show talking about that. And he still has problems to this day. He says he likes the players, but the organization from the top down. So
I mean, their back-to-back hires were Matt Patricia and Dan Campbell.
Yeah, they trying to grab a pay and that's the thing with Matt Patricia. Like, this isn't the Patriots. Okay, you can't run these people like the Patriots when they haven't run with, like, you can't just do that copy and paste. You have to adjust with the players that you have.
Exactly.
He did not do that.
He did
not do that. So yeah, Lions, they're not looking good.
Nah.
I don't think they've ever been really a good organization. They kind of lucked out with Matt Stafford. If not for them, it would have been perpetual.
Yeah, they would have been getting talked about like the Browns, honestly.
Yes.
So Matt Stafford kept y'all safe for not being a Brown. So so you gotta try to beat the Bengals before the bye.
Any others?
I mean, Steelers, no. Browns, no. Bears, no. Vikings, no. Broncos, no.
Not at the Broncos.
There's nothing. There's nothing. It's Bengals. One winnable game. Bengals.
You got one game. You got one job.
One game at home. 1:00 game. Zero pressure in this game.
Every Lions player should mark this day on their calendar.
Yes, they should. No, we're not. I'm not joking. They better freaking Dan Campbell. I don't know what you got to do to get this team ready, but this is it. That's it. All right, so potential 0-7. This is a real potential 0-17 season.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see if we can give the Texans a win. Or let's see if they have a little bit of a more favorable schedule than this Lions team just did. So here we go. They get the Jags. There it is. That's an opportunity at home against Jacksonville.
That's their chance.
That's your chance right off the rip. Tyrod Taylor, go seize it. But can't see it against the Browns.
Nope. I like the Panthers better.
If
McCaffrey's if he's good to go, that's a win for the Panthers.
Just run him. I don't believe in Sam Darnold. I like Tyrod Taylor over Sam Darnold.
And McCaffrey will be a nice blanket receiver for Sam Darnold.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh yes.
Nice little baby wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that check down up. Get that completion percentage up because 58% is not doing it, Sam. So it's a winnable game, but I'm still going Panthers.
Yeah. So
Bills, blowout. Patriots, I mean, they don't
beat any of these teams.
They're not beating them. Yeah. The defense is too good. I mean, Mac Jones is probably going to be starting by this time. I'm over Cam Newton.
Yeah, he needs to mentor Mac Jones. He needs to just be there in his blanket, in his corner. He needs to just be there, give him some tips, adjust to the league, because he's just not what he used to be. His legs aren't there. They aren't there for when he's running the ball. They aren't there for when he's throwing the ball. Because when you throw the ball, you get stuff from your legs.
Right.
So it's not. He doesn't look right.
Cam Newton had 8 passing touchdowns last season.
He doesn't look like a starting quarterback at this time. They might start off with him, and depending on how good or bad he does, will be when Mac Jones enters. But like I said, I don't like when quarterbacks come in the middle of everything. They should just start from day one. Justin Herbert started from day one just by chance.
Right.
But I think that was better than if he came in the middle of the season. He would not have looked as good.
Right, because we saw him get better every single day.
Yeah.
And they were all in winnable games. They never got blown out, and they blamed Anthony Lynn for all those close losses. So
yeah, exactly.
He won at the end. He won like 4 of his last 5 games, so you got to give the man credit.
They started out 1-7 and ended up with 7 wins.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Incredible. All right. So loss against the Patriots, loss against the Colts. Oh my God, what a tough schedule. Colts, Cardinals, Rams, Dolphins. The bye
Jets,
week.
They could beat the Jets.
They could beat the Jets.
So they picked up Zach Wilson.
I'm not buying that, man.
No.
I've not been really liking what I've been seeing from him. I mean, he was the 2nd overall quarterback taken. They took that man over Justin Fields.
I'm glad they did.
Same. That's a career ruiner.
Yeah.
Exceptionally with Robert Saleh. I'm not the biggest believer in Robert Saleh either.
Yeah.
I put Robert Saleh and Dan Campbell kind of. I give Robert Saleh the edge because Dan Campbell has done nothing to impress me. I mean, every time he opens his mouth, folks, it's just like, but it's a headache. It's an instant headache. I'm like, this is a coach? Once again, the Lions. Y'all went from Matt Patricia to this man. Can y'all get somebody that's proven to be a head coach? Damn.
If the top isn't right, you can't get the coaches right.
And the top definitely wrong because I'm judging it based off the head coaches. It's trash. All right, so the Jets a potential win right there. Plus, after the bye, don't even show up to the Titans game. Just take 2 weeks off and prepare for the Jets. You need all the time to prepare because you lose against the Titans. It's a loss. It's done. It's over. Don't show up. All right, but Jets potential. Then they face the Colts, another loss. Seahawks loss. Jags again. Lucky you're in that division that you face them twice.
So they have 3 potential wins.
3 potential wins because the last 3 games, Chargers, 49ers, Titans, not winning any of those. So your schedule is a lot more favorable than the Lions are, but it's still loss. It's still loss filled. All right, what else? What other team here? Could we go Packers? Could we potentially see a 17-0?
Let's go to the Packers.
Let's go Packers.
Let's see.
All right, here we go.
They got a Bucs rematch in here?
Interesting. I hope so. Aaron Rodgers, you have to erase that loss as quickly as you can because I've been thinking of that loss every single day since it happened, since your last loss at home, NFC Championship game, Tom Brady, first time in that division, and he beats you?
After Tom Brady threw 3 back-to-back interceptions.
3. So...
And he still could not beat that.
And you still couldn't win? And you want me to call you the GOAT?
It hurt my soul to have to say that. It hurt a little bit.
I mean, folks, Omar, he says Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't know what his position is now after last season, but going into last season, Aaron Rodgers was the greatest of all time. In your opinion, no?
That's what I thought. I thought he was the best I've ever seen. I thought that I thought the chips were lined up for him to win the Super Bowl last year. And then I thought you win last year, and then you come into this year as a favorite. You could potentially win again. Or even if you lose to the Chiefs, the next year you go back and you beat the Chiefs again. The Chiefs are looking good.
Chiefs are looking good.
But, yeah, let's look at the Packers. Let's see what they can do.
Here we go.
So
Saints week 1. That's a win. That's an easy win because whoever they're going with, they're not going to be primed and ready to go.
They beat them.
Lions, that's a win. Easy peasy. 49ers.
That'll be a tough game, but they win. Steelers, that'll be another tough game, but they're home, so they'll be in Lambeau. So that'll be a little bit less tougher because they're home, so they'll still win.
Yep.
Going to crush the Bengals.
Crush them.
They're going to beat the Bears, and he's going to be impressed by Justin Fields. I'm just kidding. I don't know. And then Washington, that'll be a tough game because he doesn't like getting ragdolled. So
right. But they are home for it.
They are home, but that doesn't mean they're just not going to get ragdolled by by that line led by Chase Young. And then at the Cardinals, that's a win. At the Chiefs, that is a loss.
Oh, you're calling a loss.
That is a loss.
Damn.
There's no way they're going to beat them.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers has to show up this game. You have to start beating. I mean, folks, when we're talking about the greatest of all time, we hold you to a higher standard. Yeah. I'm not holding you to the same standard as Carson Wentz or Phillip Rivers or Justin Fields or Justin Herbert or any of those. We're holding you as the same standard as Tom Brady, as Drew Brees,
Peyton Manning.
Yeah. folks, I'm not giving anybody a pass. I'm not going to take it easy on Aaron Rodgers. We already classify Patrick Mahomes as potential greatest of all time.
Yeah, he's the potential goal.
He's potential. So,
yeah.
Aaron, you got to beat him. You got to at least outplay him. All right, maybe you don't win just because your defense was trash, but you have to outplay Patrick Mahomes. I want to see you win, but if you can at least outplay him, maybe I can give you a little bit of a free pass, a little bit. But you got to at least play better than him. So a big old matchup here, middle of the season, y'all shaking off the rust. Go out and win this game.
So I don't think they can go 16-0 now because I think that's the loss right there.
Yeah.
Or 17-0. Yeah. What about the Chiefs' schedule? They might be the ones to do it unless they play Baltimore again. If they play Baltimore again and they're not home, I think Baltimore will finally get a win.
You think this Chiefs team...
Is that the first game at Baltimore?
No, we got second game at Baltimore.
Wow. I think they will lose that game.
Wasn't that... it was week 1 last season, right, where they opened up at Baltimore? They opened up at Baltimore last season? And then they won because Lamar Jackson... the Ravens just didn't look good that game.
No, because they were trying... Because you can't run the ball when you're down. And they got down big early. It was like 14-zip early, and they started to sort of climb back, but they couldn't. They were down 14 early, and they lost by 14, 34-20. They lost by 14.
Yeah, so, right.
Yeah, you basically spotted them 14 points and tried to win the game.
So not gonna happen.
So I think that Baltimore will not make the same mistake 3 times in a row.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
So that will be theirs. And is there any other ones that can see them losing?
Green Bay.
It could be Green Bay potential, but they have the edge because they're home.
The Raiders beat them once last season.
The Raiders did beat the Chiefs. They'll be home this time. I think the Raiders were home that time that they won. I think. I would have to.
No, I think they won on the road. They beat them in Kansas City because they faced them twice. They're in the same division.
Right. So wow.
But this first one. Sunday night football in Vegas with this Vegas Raw. Like the Raiders, I don't know how their team is going to be totality-wise. I'm not the biggest believer in John Gruden, but this offense is fantastic. I'm a believer in Derek Carr. They got Josh Jacobs in the backfield. They got Darren Waller. They got Hunter Renfrow, Henry Ruggs. They've got talent all over the field.
Truly.
So Patrick Mahomes is definitely going to have to keep up pace, which we all know he can do. But it's really just going to come down to the defenses here. So potential loss here, not as much of a potential as the Packers and the Ravens.
But they did lose already.
So
that's a good point.
Then we get the Cowboys. So, this is a real kind of...
Oh, they're home. If the Cowboys are home, I would give them the edge.
Yeah.
Playing in that big, loud stadium is it's different. That's a different kind of challenge for teams to go into Dallas and beat them. So.
And once again, the Cowboys have a great offense too. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. We already know Dak's the real deal. Yeah. Ezekiel Elliott potentially returning to primetime shape. So there's a lot of teams right here, just great offenses. Raiders twice, Packers, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Potential Titans if Derrick Henry just runs all over them like he can do. So Patrick Mahomes, you better be putting up 40 points every single game here this season so your defense doesn't have to worry about it because this is some tough offenses to go against. Then we get after the bye, we get the Broncos. We'll see what the Broncos are going to be a nice little mystery. They're good on paper. They need to get the quarterback right. Who do you think? What do you think about the quarterback situation there between Drew Lock and Teddy B?
Oh, Teddy Bridgewater. It would have to be the Jameis Winston situation. So Teddy gets the job, and then Drew gets it. But I guess from right now, it looks like Drew might get the job.
Yeah, it does seem like that.
So if he gets the job, then he gets the job. But he's gonna have to. This is it. This is his year.
Oh yeah.
I think he gets one more year. And if he doesn't show any signs of improvement, I think he's done. Because, if let's say Justin Herbert came before Josh Allen would have never happened. If you got those first 2 years of him playing that, Josh Allen might not have happened. So, I think Justin Herbert really has ruined the quarterback game.
Surely not.
Let's look at the Ravens schedule because since they're home at the Chiefs, that might be their toughest game, and they might actually go 17-0. I guess they could potentially lose against the Steelers, but I would still give the Ravens the edge.
Let's see. could potentially go undefeated year one in the new 17-game era.
Yeah. Who's their first game?
We got the Raiders. Monday Night Football, dang.
So they're at Las Vegas. I would still say Ravens have the edge, but they could definitely lose that game. I would still say the Ravens have the edge, though. Lamar Jackson, even last year, he didn't look as good as his MVP year, but also it was not the same Ravens team that it was last year. So they weren't coming out of the blue. People had a game plan for them, and there were some injuries here and there throughout parts of the season. COVID protocols throughout part of the season. People had to leave because of COVID. They couldn't play in the games. So that's not going to be here this year. And then they're going to have another year to revamp the system that they already have implemented and make improvements upon it. And I think they're actually going to have a lot better passing plays for Lamar Jackson. At least they better. That coordinator better have some better plays drawn up than what he did last year.
You had the whole offseason to drop those plays. Get it done. You don't have your big 3 running backs anymore. You've lost Mark Ingram, so you're kind of down to running back. You can't run 3 now. So get Lamar Jackson passing deep, baby. And this is a team. This is a team now.
Yeah. So I think the first 2, those are to be tough games, but I think the Ravens will have the edge.
Mm-hmm.
At the Lions, the Ravens will destroy them.
Truly.
Ravens will beat down the Broncos. They'll be home against the Colts. They're going to beat them down. They're going to be home against the Chargers. They're going to beat them down, but it's not going to be a beat down, but it's going to be a good win. I think Justin Herbert will still look good in that game. I think it'll be maybe 10 points that they win by, like a touchdown and a field goal. Something like that around those lines. The Bengals, they're going to beat them down again like they always do the last couple years. The Vikings, it's not prime time, but they'll lose that game. The Vikings will lose that game.
They got to face the Packers, too.
They do have the Packers on their schedule. Oh,
yeah,
they're home, though.
Yeah, they're lucking out on that.
Yeah, they did luck out with that. So they have the edge still because they're home, but that'll be a tough one. They could lose against the Browns. The Browns will have the edge in that game. That's their game right there.
That's a good one. Good division rival, and
they might lose that game. I would say that they would lose that game if I had to bet money.
Damn.
I would bet for them to lose.
They got the Rams too. It's a good schedule. Pretty tough schedule.
They do have a pretty tough schedule. I will say against some of these tougher teams, they're home, so they should win a lot of them. I mean, they might have the best record in the league just based on their schedule, and they might go into the postseason as like a 1 or 2 seed this year.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we got here? Anybody else? Any other team?
Let's see if the Patriots can come back.
Word.
And this will be assuming Mac Jones is a starter.
Yeah, I'm already kind of assuming that, honestly. Yeah. I'm just totally over Cam Newton, honestly, dude. I gave him multiple chances. Gave him a last chance last season. He didn't take him. So Dolphins and Jets. I got the Dolphins winning that game.
Oh, yeah, Dolphins will win that.
This defense is looking real solid.
Actually, I don't know. The Patriots are home for this, right?
They are.
They're home. It basically is going to – so as of right now, I would say the Dolphins have the edge, and I would say the Patriots lose. But if Mac Jones looks like a Brady copycat or a Jimmy G copycat in Bill Belichick's system, that would be a tough game.
Right.
That would be a tough game. So
potential split there against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
They'll probably sweep the Jets. I don't really see the Jets being that problem.
They'll beat the Saints.
They'll
lose against the Buccaneers. Brady's going to crush the Patriots.
Brady's going to crush that team.
It's going to be like that's because when he came after he played real bad in the NFC Championship game and they still won. That's why I'm so mad at Aaron Rodgers. But he played real bad, so I'm like, okay, let's see what he can do against the Chiefs. And he played excellent.
He
shut the noise down. Ooh. And he's going to do that against the Patriots. I think he's going to come in there. He's going to play great. He's going to be like, this is what you could have had. We could have been in that Super Bowl, representing the AFC because I feel like I could have beat the Chiefs.
I just did.
Yeah,
I just did.
So yeah, I think they're gonna lose that one.
It's gonna be bad. What do you think? This is legacy setting because we got Bill versus Brady. Everyone wants to,
and it's is that Monday, Sunday?
Yeah, it's a Sunday night football in Foxborough. So this is legacy on legacy.
That's gonna be a big game right there.
Everyone wants to kind of put all the success on just one of these two people, whether it was Bill's system or Brady getting it done. So if Brady comes in and destroys Bill's defense, we could be looking at Bill Belichick a little bit differently in the grand scheme of coaching.
Yeah, I think Brady already dispelled that this past season.
Truly.
Him going to the Buccaneers that changed his career. Like, people already had him as the greatest of all. It's like a lot of people did have him as the greatest of all time, even before that season. I just think last season solidified it for him. I mean, he went through Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. That's
and Drew Brees.
Resume. I will say I'll give Drew Brees the benefit because he was not the same Drew Brees. He was a little old, a little bit injured.
A little banged up.
Prime Drew Brees, that would have been a different game. But he did go through prime Rodgers and Mahomes. And,
when he out of his prime.
Yeah, he's out of his prime.
Crazy.
I mean, maybe not, though. Maybe he just has a long prime.
Truly.
Yeah.
He is literally, whatever rule that kind of we set, anything like that, Tom Brady is always the exception.
Yeah, he's his own.
It's wild.
He's not the most athletic, but he definitely is an athlete. You can't play for 20 years at the level he's playing and not be athletic.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Nobody's done it. Nobody has done anything that Tom Brady has done. It's just crazy. So Sunday, October 3rd, folks. I mean, best game of the season. Most highest anticipated game of the season, legacy setting game.
Let's see if popcorn pre-made the night before.
2 bags, extra butter. Get ready. All right, who are we looking at? The Patriots. Okay. All right, so obviously not going 17-0.
Yeah.
But probably 2-2 right here. Then they go to the Texans.
They beat them.
They can beat the Texans. The
Cowboys, they will lose, but it will be closer than you think, though.
It's going to be – we're going to see what Bill Belichick does with his defense. Like, I gave Bill Belichick a little bit of a free pass last season because of the COVID season. A lot of their defensive players opted out. But, Bill, you had the entire offseason. You got your defense. You got to start putting up a little bit better of a performance here. And this Cowboys offense is fantastic, so they're going to be pushed to the limit here. So –
I think the Cowboys should win, but they could, screw it up.
They could.
But
Classic Cowboys.
if they don't screw it up and they lose that game, we'll assume they'll lose that game. The Patriots. I think they win the next 3 games.
Yeah, they can beat the Jets. Chargers will be interesting. We'll see how Justin Herbert's playing out this year, and then the Panthers. I believe in Sam Darnold 0%, folks. I do not give this man any credit.
The only reason I give him the win against the Chargers, even though they're home, is because it'll come down for me it's going to be coaching. Because if Justin Herbert is good enough to get you 7 wins, so he proved that last year without, I would say, excellent coaching. I'm not saying that coach was a horrible coach, but if you have a great next level quarterback, you need a next level coach to be at the next level.
Truly.
So I don't think, at least as far as I know right now, this coach is not at the next level. So it's going up against Bill, and I would say Bill is going to have a scheme ready. He's going to have a scheme ready for them to beat them. I mean, they crushed them last year, right? Didn't they beat them 45-5?
Yes. No, they shut them out. 45-0. Yeah, they beat them 45-0. Yeah.
He's like I said to 5, but yeah, 45-0. Yeah, it was real bad. So I think they win the next 3 games. I think they're gonna. So they're home against the Browns. They could beat the Browns. I would say they would be favored in that game, depending if they win the previous 3. If they somehow don't win the previous 3, they might give the Browns a spread, but they're home versus the Browns with Bill Belichick. He's not going to let Myles Garrett do what he wants, and Baker Mayfield is not good enough to get you past a certain level of play, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think they could lose that game, or the Browns at least could lose that game, because especially they're not home, they're going to Foxborough. So I think the Patriots could win that game. I think that's a winnable game for them. I think they'll beat the Falcons. That's definitely a winnable game for them.
That's winnable, yeah.
Home against the Titans, Derrick Henry's still going to run all over them.
That is true.
Titans are going to be scary this year.
I hope so, man. I want to see Derrick Henry get a ring.
I think they're I think as far as the postseason goes, I think you do need a next level quarterback, or at least you need some quarterback that can be next level. Because Joe Flacco and Nick Foles had next level postseasons. Ryan Tannehill would have to have such a season,
and he doesn't though. He tried that already. He made it to the AFC Championship game in 2019.
Oh yeah.
Just couldn't get it done because Ryan Tannehill couldn't get it done.
He's not next level.
He's not above average game manager. That's all he is.
Yeah.
Which is still can win you, but Derrick Henry got bottled up that game in the championship game, and that's why they didn't go to the Super Bowl, folks.
So I think as far as this regular season game is definitely winnable for the Titans. So I would say they take that at Buffalo. That's getting crushed.
Yeah, they're not even splitting against Buffalo.
Buffalo will probably take both. Yeah.
Josh Allen, he had an amazing year 3, folks. Absolutely amazing. Have you ever seen a quarterback take a year 3 leap like Josh Allen did?
No. Go from
wild. Trash.
Should he be in the league to top 5 quarterback?
The man threw 69%.
Yeah. Should he be in the league to top 3 quarterback in the league?
Should he? Damn,
man. Colts. At the Colts, I feel like Colts would have the edge being home. It says to be announced.
Yeah.
The time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
That is interesting right there. To be announced on the time. Buffalo again. They're going to crush the Jaguars and then lose to the Dolphins. So they might. What is that? How many wins is that? Like 9 or 10?
Yeah, we have guaranteed wins on Jets, Saints, Texans, Panthers, Falcons,
Jets. You said Jets?
Jets twice. Yeah, Jets twice. So we're at. I only count 6. It's gonna be tough. I mean, they're Bills twice. I mean, it's tough. You counted the Chargers to win?
Yes.
7.
And then 7.
That's 7.
Oh, Falcon! It could beat the Falcons.
I think we put. Hey, let's reset this. Reset this again. Jets.
So Jets.
Saints. Texans. Jets. Chargers. Panthers. Falcons. Jags. Potentially 8. If you want to find a 9th, maybe the Browns.
So
tough schedule though.
They do have a tough schedule considering their team right now. 8 wins. It might be another. 8 wins. So that's 8 and 9 though.
That ain't making the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right.
Give or take 8 wins. They could get 10 or 11. I would say they could get 10 or 11.
I think we're stretching it with 11. What would be? So we found the 8th win or the 9th win would be the Browns.
So it would be the Browns.
Where was this page? Here we go.
Did you count the Broncos?
They don't face the Broncos.
Oh, what's the? Oh, okay. I saw the Broncos.
Yeah, that was the wrong schedule.
Oh, okay.
So if we're finding a 10th win.
Who's the first people they play?
The Dolphins. So
Dolphins.
A sweep of the Dolphins.
So they're home. No, so they're going to lose the first game, and not the first. They're going to lose the last game against the Dolphins, but they're home against the first game of the Dolphins. It's the first game of the season.
Yeah.
So I think that could go either way. I think that could really go either way. I think the Dolphins are the better team, but Bill Belichick is the ultimate coach.
Truly.
So I think any other coach with the Patriots team he had last year does not win a single game. They do not win a single game. I mean, the game that they blew the Chargers out, I think Cam Newton had like 50 yards passing. So imagine beating the team by 40 points with your quarterback having less than 100 yards passing and no touchdowns. So
sure. That's why I can't buy Cam Newton, dog. I can't. They don't need him, bro. He brings nothing to this team.
And Prime Cam was a beast. He's just not what he used to be.
I say it all the time on the show. It's hard to have longevity at the highest level in this sport. I mean, we're talking about 4-year windows, folks. I mean, if you can be great for more than 4 years, you're an outlier, honestly. So, and Cam Newton just didn't have that. He had a nice little 4-year stretch and got to the Super Bowl, won an MVP, and it's a good career.
Yeah,
solid career.
Yeah, he definitely had a Hall of Fame worthy career. Just based on who they let into the Hall of Fame, I would say.
Yeah, right.
Like the Hall of Fame that I would envision, there would be maybe 100 people in there, but there's
And I'm taking some out. I'm taking some out as the years progress. It's a 100 club. We have 100 players. What do you think about that idea? 100 players max. You keep your gold jacket. You keep the bus. You keep all of that. But an active Hall of Fame list where we're always comparing and taking out and switching.
That would be that's something that would actually, because they're gonna have to do something like that, because I mean if sports keep up, you can't just keep filling up the hall. It's gonna become the Hall of Nothing.
Yeah, it just means nothing, right?
After a certain time, so you got to bring it to another level. That would be interesting. An active
Hall of Elite.
Hall of Elite.
Can we go higher than Hall of Fame?
The elite of the hall.
That's what I want. Hall of the Elite.
Yeah.
100 players.
Because
actively.
Montana's in there. Aaron Rodgers in there. Brady's in there. Like Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, probably Julio Jones with like Moss and T.O. Like you would have,
right.
Maybe you would have to do like, so for quarterbacks, because there's only one quarterback on the field at a time. Maybe you do like the top 10 of all time. Now let's say top 20 for quarterbacks. So I guess 100 would be too small for football. I think you could do that for basketball, but like so for receivers, it would be like top 30 receivers, top 30, because there's a lot of receivers. There's a lot of receivers that are like top tier,
right?
Like top tier receivers. It's a lot. So,
but I mean, that's what the Hall of Elite is supposed to do, because now we're starting to get into back to the Hall of Fame, watered down a little bit.
True, it is going to be watered down, but like I'm just off the top of my head. It's you got Jerry Rice, you got Randy Moss, you got T.O., you got Larry Fitzgerald has to be in there because he has 17. He's second all time in receiving yards. He has 17,000. Yeah, he has to be in there. And plus in his prime, I mean, he was going off.
Oh yeah, consistent as fuck. I mean,
yeah,
you could not get more reliable than Larry Fitzgerald.
So he's got to be in there. Did I say Calvin Johnson? I don't think I did. So that's Calvin Johnson. So Calvin, Larry, Moss.
I think unfortunately Calvin would probably, like, if we're doing like this Hall of Elite where we're actively comparing and taking out players, I think Calvin Johnson would probably get taken out just because he doesn't have the accolades, and I think that's really what it's going to come down to. We got to have accolades, and unfortunately the Lions were trash. It's no fault of his own.
Well, I would say 2,000-yard receiving season is...
That's a big accolade.
That's
a nice accolade.
Yeah.
You got me there. I'll give you that accolade.
That's it, though, because, I mean, the year that Matthew Stafford threw for 5,000 yards, he had 2,000 of them.
Ridiculous. That's fantastic.
He had 2,000 of them. Like Matthew Stafford would go from a 5,000-yard quarterback to a 3,000-yard quarterback. Like let's replace Calvin Johnson with any other receiver 600 yards. So you go from 5,000 to 3,600 yards.
Yeah.
Like that's a big difference. Calvin Johnson was really unguardable. He's definitely, he would be up there. At least for me, he's up there.
Yeah.
He's up there. And then I can't think of any others besides those, like I think six receivers I would name as far as the top tier. Definitely some recency bias, because I'm not talking about Steve Largent.
Yeah, I'm not talking about 70s or 80s. Get that out of here, please.
Cause I know there's like a lot of Steve Largent fans out there. I mean, he was pretty good. I didn't see him play. I see the numbers. The numbers are pretty good, but I do understand it's a different game, so maybe he would have more gaudy numbers if he played today. But I don't know if he's the athlete of the other six people I just named. And he was a pretty good athlete. I would have to see him face off against the athletes of today, because today's athletes are pretty good.
Right. I just think it's natural progression. I mean, like, everything's increasingly getting better. I mean, we've got longevity. We got Tom Brady playing 20 seasons. I mean, we've got nutrition to take care of your body. So now there's more longevity. I just think athleticism naturally develops year after year. That's why we can't, I don't personally favor like 70s and 80s players. I just think the overall level of play and competition and athleticism, it just naturally progresses to get better year, decade after decade. And I think that, like, this is going to be a take that I can only really reflect on, 50 years from now, because I'm only 25 and, I've only had this one really generation. We're heading into the second generation. Like, our generation grew up on Brady and Drew Brees and Peyton Manning and all that.
Yeah.
So now we're getting into this new generation of
Pat Mahomes,
exactly. So we're going to have to actively keep tracking this new generation, comparing it back to the last generation. to see, do we actually have, is it recency bias? Is it athleticism keeps on getting better and better? Because it seems like nobody can really compete with what Brady has done. But now we're talking about Patty Mahomes. So it's all this is a narrative that will not be found out for the next 50 years. So hopefully Takes by Fans is still here, but in 50 years, and we can revisit this and be like, hey, we were wrong 50 years ago.
Mahomes got to get at least 4 Super Bowls.
You got to get something.
Yeah, not 4, maybe like 3. If he gets 3.
No, it's got to be 4. Especially since he's already lost to Brady twice. Lost in the AFC Championship game, lost in the Super Bowl. So you got to, because you just lost in your prime.
Well, see, that's what it is. So, so if he doesn't ever beat Tom Brady, he got to get like 4 Super Bowls. If he gets one of them where he beats Tom Brady, then I would say 3. If he can get one in the next 2 years before Brady's gone.
Right. So he's racing against the clock.
He is racing against the clock right now. Because if he never beats him and Brady retires.
There's no way. I don't know if there's any way. Yeah, I got to see a head-to-head.
Yeah.
And there's been no head-to-head. He's lost every single head-to-head.
That's why Eli Manning, even though he'll never be the GOAT, he's going to be his own GOAT. And you can't argue against him because he beat the GOAT.
He beat the GOAT.
Oh, you think that guy's the GOAT? What am I? I beat him twice.
I'm the GOAT Slayer.
Yeah.
I'd rather be the GOAT Slayer than the GOAT because the GOAT Slayer doesn't die.
And, he's, like I said, the numbers don't look extravagant for him. But in those postseason runs, he had extravagant numbers.
He got it done.
He got it done. He was looking good, too. He was looking good. Dang.
So Patriots potential 10. 10's reaching. I'm reaching on 10 wins here.
I would say 8 to 10, 11. I'm gonna say 11 because I don't know. I can't go against Bill Belichick. I mean, he got a team that was absolutely dreadful last year to 7 wins.
He did.
He's worth 7 wins. Is Mac Jones not worth 3 or 4?
Wow, yeah, that's a great point. Bill Belichick, a coach, being worth 7 wins. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That roster was very bad. And they were missing like 5 defensive starters as well.
Yeah.
That defense shut the Chargers out.
Wild.
Yeah.
All right. Any other team?
I think we covered all the buzz teams.
Truly. Any other narratives that you want to talk about?
I think all I want people to do is, again, I already talked about this, but just keep your eye. I think this is the Ravens' year. I think this is the year where they go all the way to the Super Bowl. MVP, Lamar Jackson year, they lose the first round. This year, or I guess last year now, Lamar Jackson still looks at like an elite quarterback. They win the first playoff game. This year, they could just go to the AFC Championship game and lose to the Chiefs. But I think if they get there, they're going to beat them. They've lost to them too many times. To not learn.
Right.
They've lost to them too many times. And the algorithm would say that if you lose to a team, especially let's say they lose this year against them, which I don't think they will. If they lose against them, that's 0-4, 0-3 or 0-4 against them. The chances of them losing the 5th game after losing the first 3 or 4 is not good.
It's not good.
It's not good. There's not good chances that's going to happen. So I think the Ravens are going to threaten the GOAT ship of Patrick Mahomes because that's what he needs to get through. I don't think – I mean, the Bills are definitely a contender. I just think the Ravens are better, even though they did lose to the Bills last year. But they technically lost because Lamar Jackson got knocked out the game.
Yeah.
They couldn't even compete once he was out the game, and that was at halftime he was out the game. It was relatively early. There was time to play. There was at least I got to look this up, actually. When did he get out? So I know.
Which game is this?
The divisional round. So Bills Ravens.
Oh, he threw a pick. He threw a pick 6.
He did throw a pick 6. Was that at the end of the game?
I think it was third quarter.
Third quarter.
I think so.
Let's see. Lamar pick 6.
That was the last score of the game too.
It was.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ravens Bills large defensive struggle feared the AFC playoff game. Threw a back-breaking record time pick 6. Taron Johnson put the Bills up by 14 points. Let me see the live play. What quarter was this? It was in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So, but they still had a whole quarter to go. They had a whole fourth quarter to go, down 14. And then when he come out the game, when did he come out the game? Lamar Jackson.
Concussion. Got hit.
Yeah, he got hit. At the end of the third quarter, he was down. So a whole quarter they had. And the Bills didn't score anymore that game.
They didn't. The Bills don't.
You think Lamar Jackson's going to go scoreless in the fourth quarter?
No, I'm probably not. I mean, you take that touchdown, you take one away, it's 10-10 going into the fourth quarter. Bills can't move the ball.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm all for it. I want to see this Ravens team be great. I want to see Lamar Jackson try to rival Patty Mahomes. But
it's going to be tough.
Unfortunate. Been coming up a little lackluster, but they definitely have the talent to do it. I mean,
so yeah, those three: the Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, and then in the NFC, Bucks, Packers, maybe the Rams.
Rams probably up there.
Maybe the Rams.
Matthew Stafford, a lot of pressure on him. He's got to put up or shut up.
Yeah, because I mean, you won't have the Detroit excuse.
You can't just be good on trash teams. I mean, you get maybe a couple of years. I mean, he made a living off of being good on trash teams. Now it's put up or shut up. Go win a ring. So.
Well, we'll see. That's gonna be a fun season.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah. You good?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Maybe we still got to discuss this. Some internal discussions on what's going on with Takes by Fans, but maybe a weekly Thursday pregame show?
Maybe.
So maybe you get more. Alrighty, folks. The season's going to be great. We're all a little bit refreshed, re-caught up, and let's see if the Vikings are as good as little old Omar thinks. I don't think so.
They'll be more than 6 wins. They're good for more than 6. They got 6 wins last year. And they only have 4 primetime games, and they're all at the end. So they're trying to – maybe they'll get to a 6-2 start.
Maybe.
And they'll win one of those prime times. So maybe they'll have one more win.
Maybe. We'll see. All righty, folks. We're out of here.